Hi, my name is David Nganga. I'm the Country Director for BehtanyKids. You can check out our website, www.BethanyKids.org. BehtanyKids is involved in the care of children, the medical care of children. We do that in surgery and rehabilitation. We have a partnership in Kijabi with Kijabi Hospital, and there we do surgical care and surgical training, and just about to start rehabilitation training. In medical rehabilitation, we have a few programs. We have a mobile clinic program that goes across the country, following up children with neurosurgical conditions and teaching them about the conditions that they have and helping them live with those conditions. We also have a rehab program in Thika, a school called Joytown, and we provide occupational therapy, physiotherapy, continence management, wheelchair services, and just general spiritual and emotional care. We also have a much newer program which is in many ways part of what I'll be talking about today. It's called the Assistive Technology Program. We have a program that we hope to launch this year, the Rehab Training Program, which again will delve into assistive technology. An assistive device is any device or technology that reduces the impact of disability in someone's life, or assists you to take advantage of what is around you, or explore what the environment has around you and what it can give you. It's anything that enables you. I know the WHO a while back defined disability as anything that hinders. So assistive technology, assistive devices, anything that enables someone to take advantage of what has been offered to them by life, and being a faith-based organization, by God, that's what we believe. Now, our involvement in assistive technology began when we began in 2004, in ways that you might not really think of as assistive technology. A lot of the children that we take care of with neurosurgical conditions have a problem controlling their bladder and their bowel. And so our teams teach them a very simple thing, which is take a catheter, put it into your bladder and use it to drain your urine regularly. So we start off by training the parent to do it with the child, and then as the child grows, the child is trained. It's called clean intermittent catheterization. And I encourage the viewers to research it, learn a bit more about it, and see just the benefits of it. The benefits are that at first the caregiver, and then later the person themselves have control over their continence program, just like anyone without any continence management issues has. When you feel you need to go to the loo, you do go, and here you would know the timing that is appropriate for you. For that to happen, you need catheters. And so we started by providing catheters to young people and children with these conditions. And we've been doing that all these years. In 2007, we got exposed to the provision of wheelchairs. And the way it started is we would receive a shipment from a well-meaning organization that would make wheelchairs and put a lawn chair, these plastic lawn chairs that you see in weddings or events, place that on a frame and have wheels on it and just move along with it. And we would happily receive consignments. I think the consignment that I first managed had 550 of this. They looked beautiful at the time. That's 2007. And so there were not many in the country, very few wheelchairs, and all that were probably these folding transport wheelchairs. And so these ones looked very nice, plastic and innovative. And again, the word itself, innovation. And so this guy had seen people suffering on the floor and wanted to get them off the floor. And he thought, how can I do this? And he saw lawn chairs and saw a frame and saw wheels and put it together. And we gave them out. We received them, gave them out. I was in charge of one container and towards the end, when we had, I think, around 80 left, I got a letter from the Association of the Physically Disabled in Kenya. It was not a very kind letter. They were telling me that what you're doing is wrong. You're giving the wrong wheelchairs, and they have the possibility of causing more harm to the people you're giving them to. And it got me thinking, and I wrote my director at that time, and we sat down and talked a bit, and we decided to give out the rest, but then hold off on receiving any new ones, because we wanted to learn more about how could such a noble thing be causing harm. And in 2009, we started work at Joytown Primary School. And around that time, a lady who was a professor at a university in Texas came to us and said, we need a stable population so we can compare two types of wheelchairs. We just got into the school and realized that almost 60% of the children had mobility needs and were actually using wheelchairs. But the wheelchairs were old and tattered and all that. And what was attractive about her offer was more than just comparing different types of wheelchairs. It meant that we would get 25 wheelchairs from a company, actually 25 wheelchairs from 2 different companies. So in total, 50 wheelchairs a year, appropriately fitted, which was a new thing for us, appropriate fitting of a wheelchair. And they would come back a year later to assess different things about the wheelchair. First, was it the experience of the user? How was it compared, one wheelchair compared to another? The suitability of the wheelchair to this terrain. And then even just the general design of the wheelchairs. Did things stay together? Were things repairable? Did it hold together? Did the seat hold together, or did it tear apart? And many other things that came with the outcomes measures that they were doing. And so we jumped at the opportunity. We had a stable population. We could get 50 wheelchairs every year, and these wheelchairs would compare between 2 companies, and we would learn how to fit. So the first bit of innovation that I think we grabbed at was not even the research bit of it, was the appropriate fitting of a wheelchair. Because we'd learned from that letter, we learned of a conference happening, I think it was happening in Bangalore, and the WHO bringing together all these stakeholders and some guidelines being provided that guided people on appropriate wheelchair services. And they said a wheelchair has to fit the user and help them access the environment. A wheelchair was not just a chair that had wheels. And for us, that was new, because the 550 I mentioned at the beginning, we just gave them out. We'd bring together people using wheelchairs and just give them. I gave 10 at a time, just hundreds of people, just give them, go, here, take your wheelchair, read them a short thing from the person donating, and then have them go. No measurements, no physio input. But so the innovation that we got exposed to, again, that came from just a lot of discussions from different stakeholders and people in the medical field, was that you needed to first understand the user, understand what product, actually have it prescribed by a medical professional, and then source it, and then make sure that it was well fitted. Because you could have an appropriate product, but poorly fitted, and it would cause harm. And so that was first a new thing to us. And we got to learn. We worked with that team for many years. We would compare the first 2 years we compared a local wheelchair with an imported one. And that was the same for the second year, where we compared another local wheelchair with a different imported one. And it just got us learning more and more. Assistive technology is more than just wheelchairs. And even as we grow in wheelchair services, we realize that technology is needed in other devices too. So we've invested in a workshop in Joytown, a workshop that develops orthoses, which people call them braces. But But these are devices that assist someone with mobility issues, mostly lower limbs, but it could be the upper limbs too. And they need specialized specialized workshops with the right equipment and people trained. And they are trained. Kenya trains many orthopedic technologists and orthopedic technicians, and they are there in the market. But what lacks is investment in equipment, equipping our workshops, and also exposure to new technologies. And so we've invested in our workshop through different partnerships, our workshop in Joytown, and we hope that we can get that workshop up and running to a point where it regularly produces the amount in quantity and quality that we would want to see. What we've learned in wheelchair services is variety first is needed. So if I was to challenge what technology is needed in assistive devices and assistive technology, I would hope that it challenges the range or variety of products that are out there. It could be in wheelchairs, it could be in an ankle foot orthosis. We need variety. We need people thinking about different angles of care or different angles of need and producing something that that truly tries to match a specific need that a person with disability has. And that's what motivates us to invest in new technologies and also to try out new technologies. We know currently that there are different prototypes in Kenya being developed of wheelchairs, and we support that 100% because it's very expensive importing wheelchairs, which is what we do for our wheelchair services program. So if we see technologies developing in Kenya, we know first the cost will go down and we'll be able to draw from that range. We know that there will be improved technology here in our country and improved capabilities, which is something we truly support. We also know that it creates employment opportunities for the users because a well-working wheelchair facility, wheelchair production facility, cannot say that it's top-notch if it does not get feedback from the users. As Bethany Kids, we are committed to investing in innovation and partnering with people who are looking towards innovation. We are committed to learning, and we are excited by what we keep seeing. We are surprised daily by what is out there and what we can do if we just listen to what research and the need tells us.